We are going to set up some geometry real quick, and this won't take but a second, but here's an example. So the very first thing I would like to do is pocket out this very center pocket, but I do not want to use that same end mill to pocket out these little areas, just because that would take too long. It's going to take a 3/16 end mill to run in here, and that's ridiculous to pocket out this amount of surface area with a 3/16 end mill. So we are going to go ahead, and I just hit ET for edit trim. I'm going to trim these two lines together all the way around. And as you can see, there's a gap in the middle. So in order to fix that, I'm just going to delete one of those lines. Trim one, that line, two, that line. I'm going to do the same thing for over here. I'm going to delete. You can color all the way around. And if there are any issues with trimming, let's just go back real quick and trim the lines together, because whenever you start selecting your toolpath, if they're in different Z levels or if they're not trimmed properly, you're going to have some issues selecting your geometry. So as you can see, it's not trimmed on this side, so it's always good to quickly double check. Now, in order to create a toolpath in this pocket, what we need to do is create a full chain all the way around. And I'll show you how to do that real quick, and then I'll do the rest of them, not in this video, just because it's going to be kind of time consuming, but I will show you at least how to do this first pocket. So I'm going to analyze the diameter. So I just hit Z, I'm going to analyze that. I'm going to copy the diameter. Then I'm going to go CCD, paste, OK, in the center of this circle. Then I'm going to trim. You can do a trim to that line to this circle to this line. Then we're going to delete that circle so it doesn't interfere. And then I'm going to go edit, color black, and we are going to have multi-selection on. I'm going to go around and select the geometry. And done. And then if you're having issues seeing the circle, you can always make it a little bit more visible by going edit, line font visible, and selecting the lines. Multi-selection is still on. Alright. And then again, you can use your masking whenever you get done color coding everything to start selecting geometry. So I'm going to go ahead and set up the masking and go around and do all the pockets pretty much just like that, to where I have one fluent chain selection for creating my toolpaths. One quick thing that I did notice, the purple line, I went ahead and put a 1/875 radius on it so that way we could pocket it out with a 3/8 end mill. Really, this is the geometry that we are going to use for the dovetail. So we need to actually offset this line to match up with the inner pocket. And by inner pocket, I mean this line right here, because in the geometry, it actually has a taper that goes down and beyond the wall. So if we would have selected that, we would have made the pocket too big. So let's go ahead and offset that. So we're going to hit ZDEE for Analyze Distance Endpoint. We need to offset it 42,000. So we're going to copy that. And then we're going to hit ERCFC. I'm going to paste that number in there. We're going to go around and offset this line. Now that we have that, we're going to go around and delete the radius, because it's going to be small, at least too small for a 3/8. And we are going to go edit, or no, sorry, create, fillet. We're going to change the radius to 0.2. and we're going to go around and select endpoint, endpoint. The only other thing I would like to do, and I'll explain why here shortly, especially after we start creating the toolpath, is I want to break this line in half. And by this line I mean this white line right here. So in order to do that, we're going to go create line vertical in the midpoint of it, and we're going to go ET for edit trim, and then we're going to go to break. I want to break this line to this line, and I like to color it, at least one part of it, just so that I can see where the line is broken. Alright, now we are officially ready to start creating a toolpath.